You're watching the 420 Pace Network, found at 420radio.ca and paceradio.net.
So what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is how much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiba grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
Radio.
Can you hear me now?
Hi, can you hear me now? Hi. I have to hear.
Hi, how high are you?
I'm better than I was yesterday.
Good.
That's always good.
How's all your snow?
We've got about a foot, maybe. Some is melted. It was sunny all day today, but I had to dig myself out. And that was not easy because I dug myself out. And then when I came back, the fucking street plow came and plowed me back in.
That's the way it always works.
Oh, I was ready to chase the guy.
I was ready to chase the
Oh, his car is bigger than my car, though.
Al, I can see you running down the street chasing him with a shovel.
No. It would have been with the car.
Oh.
I'm not an idiot. It's cold out there, dude.
Well, you're running, so we kept you warm.
Anyways, yeah, there's snow. But, they're getting it everywhere now, so I don't feel so bad. We've had it for a couple of weeks already. But Rosa enjoys it. Marcel is quiet because he's reading up on our topic of the day, linalool. Maybe he'll even spell it.
Linalool.
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 And of course, because she hears me talking, now Miss Missy's coming in here. Come here. Come on, baby. Oh, she discovered I left the door open for her. So how's it going there, guys?
Actually, the more I'm reading, the more I'm liking.
Well, you see, this is why I picked topics out of the blue.
But for other reasons than what you would topic-wise.
But it's still good to know these things, as a home care alternative to things.
Yeah, see, I've read this before.
Just so we know, what are you getting your information from?
I am getting my information from the Big Book of Terps written by Ross Hudson,
who was on the show a couple of years ago, and Marcel made me send him the book. I don't have it.
Yeah, and it's the Big Book of Terps, so understanding terpenes, flavonoids, and synergy in cannabis, but it doesn't deal with just cannabis. It talks about the terpenes that are in cannabis, but a lot of those same terpenes are in other plants.
So we're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk and focus on this terpene because there's a lot of information there that he's got there. And
maybe what we'll do is maybe every week we'll do one terpene.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and after this, if this goes well, we can do more terpenes. But the reason that I asked Marcel to look into this tonight is because my niece is having seizures, and her mom is looking at alternatives to drugs to keep her off the pills and stuff that the hospitals like to give people. So we're looking at different strains with different terpenes in it. And I know that Cheryl T. Rose is also looking at the same kind of thing to help her daughter Haley as well. So maybe we should invite Lori on the show for some terpene talk because I miss Lori.
Who's Lori you keep talking about?
Lori McEachern, hello.
Oh, no, I was actually just chatting with her yesterday, I think.
Oh, really? You guys are talking again. That's awesome. Invite her to come on the show. Tell her I say hello.
No, we were commenting back and forth
I
on PJ's thread about cream puffs.
I
love cream puffs.
I love PJ. She's hilarious.
PJ confused me yesterday when she said you bought the wrong yeast. I didn't know there was a wrong yeast.
You know, and that's what I said. I know there's different kinds of yeast for different things.
Yeah,
right?
There's not a wrong one. I've got 2 or 3 different types of yeast in the cupboard now.
She tried to get me to come and look at an apartment that was available in her building a bunch of years ago. And I said to her a few weeks ago or a couple of months ago that we would have gotten in so much trouble if I had done that.
Yeah, but it would have
and I would have been so fat because she cooks all the time. It's okay, I'm already fat. Hi, Darcy.
Hi.
You gonna turn your camera on maybe and say hello? Since you got your newfangled computer there.
Yeah, and showing off your shirt.
I will here once everybody's in my kitchen.
Who's in your kitchen?
You're allowed to have people in your kitchen. You know, you do work at home.
Well, my wife and my dog and.
Well, they can all
your
be.
Your wife is always a stone's throw away from you.
Actually, no. Now she's going back to the bedroom.
No, okay. Does she smoke pot in there?
No,
when you're not looking.
Did you share a link?
Oh shit! Thank you.
Did you share a link that we're talking about terpenes? I'm
finding that a lot of people, yes, they do. I smoke in the house. When I have B&B guests here, I make it very well known that you're very welcome to smoke cannabis in the house. Al Graham does not smoke in his house. He'll vape in the house, but will not smoke. Do you vape in the house, dude?
No, I actually, yeah, my volcano.
Okay, so yeah, that's vaping. Marcel, you smoke in the house openly.
I do whatever the fuck I want. It's my house.
Me too. It's my house.
My house, my rule. You don't like it, don't visit.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about that is we try and keep the kids away from that smoke.
Fucking people are smart enough to keep their kids away from me now, anyways.
Well, it keeps people from coming over.
I need one of those signs. Yeah, fuck the dog. Beware of owner.
So get one.
Yeah, I'm gonna need one.
Dog beware of owner. Yeah, that's your shirt, Marcel.
Yeah. My dog runs to me for protection, and she's the guard dog, so she just figures that I'm going to do a lot more damage than she will. And only because I have vented up frustration and I can't let it out on just some innocent person. It's got to be somebody that deserves it. Or deserves something.
Right.
It's like some guys getting charged again for saving somebody by killing somebody else.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, what, another Dr. Death?
No. It just happened on a bus or something like that.
I shared.
So
there's too much death going on in the world today.
Yep.
People need to fucking chill out and do mushrooms and live.
Well, but in Canada, you're not allowed to protect yourself.
And you're not allowed to do mushrooms.
No, that either. Right? But I mean, if somebody
no, actually, that's not true. In Canada, you can protect yourself, but there's an equal force law.
See, I have a different attitude when it
well,
comes.
There's your attitude and then the law, and I know this because I worked in security for a little while, and they will tell you flat out that if you're going to defend yourself, you cannot go any further than the person that you're defending yourself from has gone.
Well, that's good, because if I'm being attacked, obviously that person is trying to kill me.
Yes.
Which means when they die, that's on them.
Ain't that the truth?
It is. It is exactly that. I'll use as much force as necessary to get my point across.
Yeah, but just so you know, there is an equal force law in Canada. There used to be, anyways.
Hey, just be lucky. Just be lucky. The guy that robbed Marcel's garden, Marcel wasn't 20 years younger.
Yeah, but he still got whooped.
Yeah, he still got his ass handed to him.
Yeah, oh, he did. But just be glad he wasn't 20 years younger.
Did you ever find out who ripped you off?
Me? Well, yeah, it was one of the homeless guys that got caught here.
Oh.
But like I said,
he won't do it again.
No, he definitely won't do it again. Ever since they were spoken to, and I haven't seen hide nor hair of no one around my house since.
Funny how all you have to do is have a chat once, and nobody comes around ever again. Like, I'm sure. Well, I know who was telling everybody to stay away from here before, but all of those people are gone. I wonder if it's been passed on to the younger, dumber ones. Well, that's what I keep waiting for.
So, are we going to talk about some terpenes?
Do you want to talk about terpenes now?
Well, we do have a while.
We do have a while.
We could wait. Okay, I have a question for everybody.
Go for it.
What are you smoking?
I'm smoking right now some papaya that I got today.
What are you smoking, Darcy?
I'm smoking. Well, I'm smoking. What did I roll? Some wedding cake.
Some wedding cake.
But I threw some rosin in it and some hash and some.
I like wedding cake.
And I dusted the outside with some keef, and then I filled the bowl up with a bunch of that stuff, and yeah. So, but I'm trimming up some on my outdoor right now because I found a spot or two of mold that I didn't like to see in it. So now that made me paranoid, and now I'm going over it all again to make sure that there's no mold in it.
Oh, I'm smoking red hash, and I'm trying to figure out if it's Moroccan or Lebanese, and I haven't decided yet. But I may not be able to figure it out because I'm also drinking a red eye ice cap.
A red eye ice cap.
Okay,
I'm having a tea.
Here's recipe time. I'm going to share a recipe because I don't fucking share recipes very often. And if I do, I usually leave an ingredient out.
Do we need a segment
on this one?
Do we need a little intro?
We could. Da, 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 da. Here's a fucking recipe. We'll just use that sound clip later for an intro. How's that?
Yeah, okay.
Tim Hortons makes red eye ice caps. All right, they've made ice caps.
Whoever's got their cell phone near their microphone, move it.
No, Al, you're hearing my dishwasher, so I want to.
Oh, okay.
Mute my mic, so just let me know when you're.
Okie doke. Go ahead, Marcel.
So, I've always liked ice caps from Tim Hortons, right? And I would prefer an ice cap over a warm cappuccino, although I do like a warm cappuccino.
But I don't like coffee, but okay.
Then they came out with red eye ice caps. And basically, it's an ice cap with a shot of espresso. So it gives
thank you.
A little more coffee flavor to it.
No.
But they're also made with a whole bunch of fucking chemicals that I'm not a big fan of ingesting as much as I love these things.
So you make your own.
So I went and I found the recipe for it. So here's the recipe, and I'm only going to share this once.
Okay.
You need a blender, a good fucking blender, because you got to crush ice. But a tablespoon of brown sugar, about a teaspoon and a half of instant dark coffee, teaspoon and a half of instant espresso powder.
Hi, buddy.
Mixed into a half cup of warm or hot water. right?
No milk?
To dissolve it. Just wait to dissolve it. Once it's dissolved, add that into the blender with brown sugar. Then add in a full cup of or half cup of heavy cream, right? Ideally around 18%.
So is it a full cup or a half a cup?
Half a cup of heavy cream, so it's about 18%. Some places call it a coffee cream, I think. Others will call it a heavy cream. Regardless, look for 18% cream. So then you can use cocoa powder, which I'm not a big fan of because it works, but it's a chocolate syrup works better. All right, like one of those Hershey syrups, about a tablespoon of it. And then about a cup and a half to 2 cups of ice and blend it. And that'll give you a large
tumbler
red eye ice cap.
Nice.
But instead of chocolate syrup,
so it's an iced coffee or an iced cappuccino.
Iced cappuccino. So what I do is I medicate mine, and I figured it out that if I make really big ice cubes, so if I put 2 of the ice cubes together, it'd be the size and shape of a small tennis ball.
Okay.
Right? So I use big ice cubes. So what I figured out was each ice cube is equal to 1 tub of my ice cream. So instead of putting chocolate syrup in, I'll put in a medicated chocolate ice cream, or in this case, 2, and just take out 1 less ice cube. But it's healthy.
It's a lot of ice.
What?
It's a lot of ice.
What, a cup and a half ice?
Yeah.
And
how much will that make?
Water. How many what? That whole mix?
Yeah.
Will make 1 large ice cap. I use Tim Hortons cups.
Oh, okay.
I literally use washed out Tim Hortons cup and I fill it up, and it fills it perfectly.
Oh, cool.
So it works out to a nice size. Plus, I can medicate my ice cap. Great way to start the day, but don't start with 2. I don't suggest starting with 2 ice creams.
Now, here's the question. Why aren't you medicating it?
I am. I did.
Oh, okay.
When I medicated.
Did I miss that part?
Yeah, I think you did. It's when I put in ice cream instead of the chocolate syrup.
Or ice cream. Oh, yes. Okay.
I put in my chocolate ice cream.
Okay.
Well, it's a mocha ice cream, so it kind of works out perfectly. And so that makes that little drink about, I don't know. Oh, that batch of ice cream's strong. That's probably an 80 milligram.
I haven't made ice cream yet. I've made ice cream, but I haven't made medicated ice cream yet.
So much fun.
Yeah, but I don't have any oil yet. So when I have
so much harder to do.
Huh?
So much harder to do when you don't have oil.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't mind making it from cannabis and making butter and doing it that way too. But yeah, no, I want to do it with oil, I think, or even hash. How would you infuse ice cream with hash? Just break it up, mix it in?
No.
Okay.
You can, but the problem is hash in most cases has not been decarboxylated.
Well, yes. Right. Although a lot of people, I actually enjoy eating hash.
I've eaten tons of it.
I know.
I find it really, really good in brownies.
And it's very relaxing. And now my dog's barking, of course.
Right, but. So with hash, it's a little different because you're not baking ice cream. You're not heating it up enough to decarboxylate the cannabinoids. decarboxylate your hash first. Oh, Al muted us because his dog is.
I was yelling at my dog. Yeah.
No, so if you decarboxylate your hash first, just put it in a silicone sticky dish and throw it in the oven. Right.
Now, will it harden again after it cools?
Doesn't matter. You're going to bake with it.
So you're basically melting down some hash and then putting it into whatever you're cooking.
You're not melting it down. What you're doing is you're disposing a carbon molecule off the molecular chain.
Isn't that the same thing as melting it down?
No.
Oh.
So it'll melt, because melting it down would lead you to believe that you're turning it into an oil, which in some cases might only be 100 degrees. Remember, you can warm up hash in your fingers.
Yes,
right?
And it gets sticky and warm. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how warm are your fingers?
I usually get hash that's soft anyways. So.
Yeah, but your fingers are less than 100 degrees.
Yes.
Right. So it doesn't.
But if you hold on to a jar of a fiver of FICO cannabis oil for a few seconds, it will warm up to the point where it becomes viscous.
Right. And what temperature is it going to be?
I don't know. I don't have a thermometer.
It's going to be less than 100 degrees because you cannot produce more than 100 degrees with your body.
Okay. Why not?
Other than friction by rubbing your hands together, and you can create a little more heat that way because your body's only 98 degrees.
Fair enough.
Right?
Good point.
Right. So your hand never gets to 98 degrees, but your oil gets soft. Like coconut oil will melt in the palm
in your
of
hand.
Your hand.
Yes.
Right. Well, here's a good example.
So will margarine.
Coconut oil needs 74 degrees Fahrenheit to melt.
Makes sense.
All right. Chocolate, depending on the grade of chocolate and whether or not there's coconut oil in it, because if it's coconut oil, your chocolate. So you know the icy cups and icy squares. You see them at Christmas time. The little chocolates are always wrapped in a tinfoil cup or wrapped in a tinfoil paper, and they're called icy squares and icy cups. Well, they'll melt in your hand if you've got a warm hand.
So will Smarties.
Smarties candy coating melts off, right? And that's only
M&Ms
because of the
don't.
varnish that they use, because they use a thicker coating of varnish on an M&M.
I'm just singing the song in my head now.
But so with chocolate, most chocolate is around 95 to 100 degrees for it to melt. Right? Good chocolate.
I'm sure you've messed with chocolate a lot. I've never tried it. I know that if you don't do it right, you're going to ruin the chocolate. And
you only ruin it if you burn it.
That's what I mean, yeah.
But I think that the problem most people have with chocolate is tempering, because they find it to be confusing.
And quality, Marcel.
Get in here.
Well,
come here.
Quality isn't on the person making the chocolate. Quality comes from the source of the chocolate. Right? So wherever you're getting your raw chocolate from is your quality.
Lay down, please.
But tempering chocolate is what deters most people.
Well, my mom used to do that. She had a Debbie John. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
A double boiler.
Yeah. I always use a double boiler, but a double boiler is basically a bowl over a pot of water. Right?
One of the things that when Sharon and I were going through her kitchen stuff, she took stuff, I took stuff. I wanted her bowls.
Oh, yeah?
I got all her bowls. I got all her baking stuff and everything, and I don't bake. So
why would you take it if you don't bake? Maybe you should bake. Well,
I want to.
Maybe what we should do is every week we'll do one quick recipe.
All right.
So today you get a recipe for ice cap, and it kind of cheat it because you got to figure out how to mitigate that one yourself.
Yeah. Well,
next week I'll give you a recipe on how to make butter.
It'd be nice if we could have a link to it or something.
To what?
the recipe?
That'll be on you to put it on the webpage.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
As a clip of the video.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes we could even bake something and do a video of it.
You're the one with the big kitchen.
Yeah, it's not that big of a kitchen, but
yeah, mine is bigger probably.
And also would be.
You know what? I am a more instant gratification kind of person, and I love eating baked goods, but I'm not really all that bake worthy. I used to help my mom and that kind of thing, but it's not the same, right?
But I'm different because a lot of people cook, a lot of people bake.
I like to cook.
I do both.
Yeah, usually people either do one or the other.
Yeah, but I do both. And
then people who don't do either, they're like, I'm great with a barbecue.
Yeah, well, that's how we got in that discussion about cream puffs.
Cream puffs. What are you calling me? You calling me a cream puff, buddy?
No. PJ wanted to know if it was really as hard as it looks to make cream puffs, and it isn't. It's actually pretty easy. Once you've done it, once you do it the first time, you realize how easy it actually is. You do it all the time. The problem is you can't.
Al always does a recipe on the Hi Guys, okay?
Yeah.
And then I found one last week that was a puff, but it was a puff, chocolate flavored with a chocolate coating.
Oh yeah.
But and the reason that the guy made them like that was because he was trying to emulate charcoal, right? In a scene, like he was building a nativity or something. I can't remember what it was. It was a week ago. And so we I found it and we shared that on the show there. That was really good. So but it's the same. I think it's the same method as making the puffs.
What? Cream puffs? Well, cream puffs is a choux pastry. That's always the same. That's a choux pastry is basically done on the stove.
Okay.
You're kind of cooking it at the same time as you're making it. Then you pipe it out so you can make it into eclairs.
Or anything you want, really.
Or little nice little balls.
And does it harden?
Well, what happens is you put it in the oven and it bakes. So when it bakes and it comes out, it has the outer shell is very crispy. Not really crispy. It's crispy on the outside, but the inside is hollow and very light and fluffy.
Very airy, like it's got little bubbles.
Big bubbles.
Okay.
So then what you do is you fill them with whipped cream, custard, pudding. I filled them with ganache, medicated ganache one time.
You know what I would fill mine up with? Lemon sauce.
Yeah, you can fill them with literally anything.
Or even use the puff pastry and make lemon meringue puff pastry. Oh God, shut up.
If you do an original one, then you're going to do it as a custard filled, a vanilla flavored custard.
I'm not big on the custards. I don't like the eclairs and I like jelly stuff, but I don't like custards.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Anything that has a custard in it that you want to make at home, you don't have to fill with custard.
I know you can put cherry stuff in it and that. Yeah,
you can put anything you want. It's up to you, right? But because the only basic recipe is the choux pastry to make the cream puff or the eclair.
There you go, calling me a cream puff again.
Yeah. Oh, if you want to be a cream puff, be a cream puff.
No, I don't think so. I'm not going to change myself now. I'm not going to rediscover myself. Thank you. Not at 61.
If you want to medicate them, super easy too. Not the
I'm
choux pastry,
staring at
the filling.
a recipe right now that is sausage cream cheese croissants.
Pass.
Oh no, they look so good.
Not really. No.
Darcy.
Hi, Alan.
It sounds like a waste of a croissant, really.
What are you doing, Darcy?
What am I doing? I'm sitting here trimming some weed out.
Why aren't you on camera?
Because I'm trimming weed out. My head's down, and you're just not going to see my face.
What are we going to see?
Top of my head, and you don't want to see that.
Turn your camera on for a second. I want to see how you
wife.
trim. Turn your camera on. Show me how you trim.
Marcel, listen to my shirt.
No. I am, but no. Like I want to see how much you bend over to trim.
This much right here.
Your shoulders and neck get sore?
Yeah, mine do, because I trim like that too. I hunch over.
That would kill me, man.
My face got to be right in it. And I'm very. I can be fast, but I can also be very
careful.
particular.
I thought you got one of those trimmer thingies.
This did go through my trimmer.
You're just making it look pretty. It's called manicuring.
Yeah. I have a question for the both of you.
So there's a difference.
How's the student glass?
Fuck that thing, dude.
I don't play with that thing.
Marcel
I only
had
ever
a
needed
pop out
to
of
play
it.
with it once.
I think I fucking near killed Marcel.
Yes,
I heard. Killed all three of us off of one bowl.
You're supposed to record these things.
It's sitting
Yeah,
right there.
we should have recorded that.
Did you get the whole package? Did you or just the regular stuff? You didn't get the vaporizer, the module, right?
No.
Oh, it's the whole Tyson kit. Whatever comes in the whole Tyson kit.
Yeah. So you didn't get the module. I got.
No,
the
it doesn't have the vaporizer, but it's got the bowl for bud, bowl for concentrate.
I think you know the answer to that question, Gail.
The bowl for your shisha, Marcel.
What?
I like all the little bowls. I've never tried them. I've only used it as a vaporizer.
We only tried one, and it was enough.
Ooh, buddy. It was intense.
Now, I will openly and honestly say the first time I tried mine, I threw up all over the fucking place. Okay.
I can understand where you're coming from, and I'm surprised that none of us threw up.
Oh, dude, it took me 20 minutes to catch my breath, though.
Oh, I know.
All three of us for 20 minutes couldn't breathe.
I wasn't expecting it to. Well, as she said, I didn't expect it to come so quick.
Yeah. Well,
no, it's instant, dude.
And it's not that. It's such the smoke that comes out of it has such a high expansion rate that your lungs can't handle it to begin with. So you're full of freaking lung to begin.
And I fucking near killed myself because it was hash and rosin and weed in it. I didn't realize it until after we smoked it.
So, like I said, I haven't tried all of those attachments. I've only tried the module, and I've tried it with weed because there's 2 cylinders for the module. You get one for concentrates and one for dry stuff. I don't like the dry stuff one because you only get 1 or 2 hauls off of it before it starts tasting really shitty, right?
Yeah.
I think that was our issue.
It wasn't fresh.
The smoke went cold really fast, and that ice cold smoke. Ooh, I like cold smoke, but with a freezer coil. But that was a little intense.
But so you enjoyed it then, or you're enjoying it?
Yeah.
Good. I don't even put water in mine, dude. Look, he left again. He got angry.
Darcy?
He cut his finger while he was trimming, and he left again.
Probably. No, he ends up picking his nose a lot while he's doing that, so he doesn't.
No, my wife was out getting something.
So what? She walks by all the time, dude.
Yeah.
Did she walk by naked?
She might be.
Limping. What'd she do? Stub her toe? Hi,
No.
Carla.
I just saw her, so I know she's not naked.
She looked pretty bundled up, actually, to me. She's in the drawer. What are you getting in the drawer, Carla?
Microwave. Hi, Doobie.
Doobie?
Yeah.
Dude,
She's
oh,
not
look,
here.
I like how she tries to shrink down so we can see her head.
Sorry. I'm done.
If you don't shrink down, they don't see your head.
She's like,
Stay upright, and you just see a body go by. That's it.
Hey, you're not Super Mario.
Do 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 do.
You didn't lose your life. You didn't have to shrink.
so.
Hey, that sounded like my ringtone.
Did you watch Ozzy's induction?
Nope. I seen parts and pieces of it, but I didn't watch it.
No.
Billy Idol closed it. No. Don't do that, Billy. Don't do that again.
Oh, that bad?
Oh, pardon?
Was it that bad?
I can't hear you. Sorry. Somebody's at my door. Excuse me. I'll be right back.
Fucking rude. An asshole.
I didn't enjoy it. No. I mean, if I enjoy a performance, you know it, and if I don't, you don't. And yeah, I really didn't enjoy his part of it.
I saw a video. I got to tell you those before I lose it, because you're talking about performances. I don't know, for some reason, I've been kind of drawn to listening to people do different covers of different songs.
I like covers. Yeah.
Like with what Disturbed did with Sound of Silence was phenomenal. Right? But
yeah, I mean, he's got a very good voice to begin with.
He does. It's amazing. But I saw a link to one, and it said a rock singer performing Whitney Houston's song.
Yes, I think I've seen that.
His name is Eric Gromwell, and he's from Sweden.
Okay.
And this guy was phenomenal, and he does a whole bunch of different ones. Aerosmith, Whitney Houston, Celine Dion. And he's got such a wide vocal range that he can do all of these, go from Whitesnake to Celine Dion.
Well, remember 5 years ago, or even maybe less than that, we were all raving about Teddy Swims, and now look what he's doing and where he is. And we were all raving 5 years ago. We were all raving about what's his name, Jelly Roll. And now look where they're,
Jelly Roll really wasn't doing a whole lot of covers, though, was he?
No. But he came out of nowhere. Well, not really nowhere, but
he came out of jail.
He came out of jail. He got out and he got big, So
well, that's great. I mean, I it's not my genre of music.
Mine either. But I
say kudos to the boy. He's done great.
See, the thing with Jelly Roll, though, Marcel, is Jelly Roll can do rap to rock,
everything
to country.
Right, and
I'm not.
In all honesty, any musician should be able to do that.
But
but they don't. They don't.
They can't cross over.
Keith Urban can do a little bit of everything.
I don't think it's that they can't cross over. I think that they're afraid to cross over because they may be stereotyped.
So here's crossing over for
Aaron
you.
Lewis from Stain, for example, amazing singer. He just come out with a new album with Stain. It's an amazing album, but he had 2 country albums, and it never. I don't even think he sold 100,000 albums.
Garth Brooks has gone and done different genres. There's been a few people. What's his name from Hootie and the Blow Shift? Darius Rucker has went from mainstream rock to country, right?
But I think Darius Rucker also started out doing gospel singing, didn't he?
I believe he started out in a church. Yes, a lot of people do. Right?
Yeah, well, especially a lot of the rappers started out doing gospel.
So here's another one for you, something new. Body Count has done a version of Comfortably Numb with Roger Waters and David Gilmour's blessing. In fact, David Gilmour is playing on the album, and because they've just put out a new album, and that was one of the cuts. They just performed it on the Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon, and I watched the video, and again, not my genre. But it was very, very well done. Have you seen it?
No, and I'm looking for it now. Who was it? Pink Floyd?
It's Body Count. It's Ice-T's metal band that he raps to. They
which
did
song?
Comfortably Numb. With their blessing. I watched it last night. It's not so bad. I'm not going to play it on the show. They'll just block us. So, it sucks. I miss playing music and shit. I really do. That's what I started this whole thing for. Fucking bites.
Well, once my buddy Mike gets back after from touring, he's going to come on the show and he can give us your blessing on here, and then you can play some of his music because you'll like his music, Al.
Sure. Bye, lady. You'll be back. Usually she just leaves me alone. She does her own thing, comes, says hi now and then, comes over, lays down. But when I come in here, she bugs. She doesn't like it at all. What do you do? Why are you so quiet, Marcel?
He must be reading.
I'm looking.
You're looking. He's watching porn.
No.
Don't do that.
So are we going to talk about linalool soon?
Yes.
Well, I didn't really know what to talk about for a grow segment because I really just didn't know what to talk about because I really talked about a lot of things so far. So, if there's anything specific that you would like to know about, Al, by all means.
You're hilarious, Darcy. Ooh, I found some big rolling papers. I'm going to roll a gagger.
Hey, you know Walmart sells isopropyl?
Yeah, they do in big containers too.
Yeah, it's 91%. I wouldn't use it to make your oil with.
No.
But you can use it for doing your cleaning utensils and stuff.
What is the minimum on the for making oil? Like 98, 99?
99. I would stick with 99. Although really all it's in this is 91% isopropyl alcohol by volume, by weight, and the other 9% is purified water.
They don't seem to carry the 99%. They've got 78%.
Yeah, it's a weird number.
78% is rubbing alcohol.
The dollar store actually carries the 99% now, and it's not denatured either.
Yeah, you've got to be careful. We also got to make sure that people that are listening realize that we're talking about Canadian isopropyl.
Yes.
Because isopropyl in the U.S. is next to impossible to get.
Is it illegal in the States?
Unless it's denatured.
And what's the difference? They don't put it out in nature?
Well, no,
you don't go outside. You have to stay inside.
No, it has an additive to it to make it a poison so people won't drink it.
Okay. I get it.
So you got to remember back in the 60s, your owner's manual of your vehicle told you how to gap your spark plugs and set your timing. Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, in the owner's manual now, it tells you not to drink the contents of the battery.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, no, it doesn't, because you shouldn't be that fucking stupid.
Yeah, well,
have to read that.
It should be eating fucking Tide Pods either, buddy.
Well, yeah, exactly.
That's because kids are. Don't even get me going on that now, Al, because I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
Me and Marcel have these talks all the time about this.
Did you have your Tide Pod today?
You know what? Hey, kids nowadays, don't be a cocksucker.
No, don't be a dumb fuck.
Yeah, I got another shirt in the bedroom that says you're about as useless as a white fucking crayon.
Here's the way I look at it. I'm old. I'm not going to live much longer anyway, so I don't really care.
Well, don't say that, because I'm going to have to find a new co-host, for fuck's sake.
No, but hear me out. I can tell you right now that seeing what's coming, the future's doomed.
That's why I moved up into bumfuck nowhere, buddy.
Yeah, they'll come up there too, though, eventually.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Stupid seems to find every corner.
Not my corner.
Not my corner. Yeah.
I already have stupid in my corner.
It's just I don't understand it. I mean, I was talking to a 91-year-old fella the other day at the mall, and he had a Trump hat on, and he was the biggest Trump supporter I think I ever met. And he seemed to think that Trump's going to fix Canada.
Yeah. Not a conversation I'm even wanting to have, buddy.
No, I understand, but it was just
Canada might get fixed on Monday.
Why are they going to fire somebody?
Oh, is any luck?
Oh, are you serious? Are they gonna go for it?
Well, they have a non-confidence vote on Monday.
But are they going to impeach?
It's not a matter of impeachment. The non-confidence vote basically means that none of the parties or the majority of the House don't want him there anymore.
Yeah.
So he's got members in his own party that don't want him there, but they're too afraid to vote that way.
So there's a vote this week.
There's a vote Monday.
Okay.
That's Robbie.
We'll know when there's an election. I mean, obviously there's going to be an election.
Yeah, I would imagine it'd be within 3 to 4 months. A spring election.
And then we got to go through this again.
Well, Al, you got to remember, you got an NDP government that does not want them to interfere in the mail strike. Now you have the public, some of the public, wanting the government to interfere in the mail strike so we can get our mail back rolling. But they don't want them to interfere. So if they interfere, then they say they're going to cross the floor with the Conservatives in the bloc. So then there's your vote of non-confidence right there.
There you go. There's a good angle for you, Darcy.
Okay, I got to point something out. One thing that I learned a long, long time ago is I don't send fucking packages through Canada Post anytime after October.
Yeah,
and the reason being is every time Canada Post goes on strike, they do it just before Christmas because that's when it's going to piss the people off the most. So I learned a long time ago not to use Canada Post from October to February. Ever.
Well, I'll tell you, Pure Later is so overwhelmed. What used to take 3 days and what takes 3 days through Canada Post took 6.
Oh, yeah.
7 days. Yeah. So, I mean, they're probably very, I mean, there's lots of different alternatives, but I would think most people would use Pure Later because FedEx is in the States, but they're here too. Right. But even on Pure Later's website, it said that there is an overwhelming demand for deliveries right now, and they are slower than usual.
But we've got FedEx, we've got Pure Later, we've got DHL.
Canpar.
I don't know if we still have Loomis. Is Canpar and Loomis still around?
I don't know. Loomis,
yes, they are.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they are, Marcel. And then you got Uni.
Yeah, Uni is another new one.
Yeah. There's a couple new ones. I've been seeing them pop up.
Why not?
We're limited in what we have here. We've got FedEx, we've got Pure Later and Canada Post, basically, and then some couriers. Dead air.
Darcy's fault.
No, it's not. I'm picking up. Holy fucking I can't wait to get my key box. Oh boy, that's yummy.
So is that all dried and everything?
Oh, this is super fine keef, and I'm gonna take a picture and I'll show you how much keef's in this pile. I bet you there's
and then you're gonna squish that?
No, I'm gonna snort it all out right now.
Okay.
Dare ya? Fucking dare ya?
No,
come on, dare ya? Do it on screen right now. I mean, this video will go viral, dude.
One of my good buddies, actually he's still a good friend of mine out home, when he was 21, because he's 2 years older than me. Yeah, when he was 21, we were at his house and we were smoking fucking oil through this straw thing, man. And they had a line of crystal on the table because they were rolling joints. And he goes, I'll snort that. Well, when he snorted it, I'm telling you, man, he dropped right to the floor and he grabbed his head so hard, man. I bet you the pain was just intense. I could see it on his face.
Yeah, Darcy, you should watch this later. That was fucking perfect.
I don't even want to know.
Oh, you hurting me, Al. Fuck, man, I
I'm
smoked too
sorry.
much. Fucking
I apologize for making you laugh.
Oh man, ow. No.
Okay,
Snorting,
Marcel
snorting-
needs a minute, so we're gonna do this, and we'll be right back.
This is how to grow the weed.
I just wanted to give Marcel a second.
We ain't growing, but we ain't growing any weed today, but we're trimming.
Dale's enjoying himself.
Are you all right, Marcel?
Oh, that damn near killed me, man.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Good.
You ready to talk about linalool yet?
Oh, I can't even say the word now.
Linalool.
Hang on, I gotta get a drink here.
Linalool.
Get a drink and just add more to it. Oh. Yeah, if you put that fucking fake news thing up on me, I'm gonna smack you. When I'm talking about your Linalool. All right. So the question is,
I'm trying to take that seriously because we've got the big book for one, and we've got the big brain there, and we need some information. So
okay, well, there'll be a test because there is a test at the end of this section in the book. All right?
Okay. All right.
All right.
I noticed that. I looked at that. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I love tests.
Hey, yeah, no, Darcy.
Darcy, this is your grow segment. What are you turning your camera off for?
No, I'm good now.
All right. So Al posed the question about Linalool and epilepsy.
Yes.
Okay, 1 second though. If it's my grow segment, then why are you talking about linalool?
Because you said you didn't have anything to talk about, you beanhead.
Okay, understandable. Go ahead, Marcel.
So we're talking grows. This is your grow segment. Unless you would like to talk about
He usually
Linalool.
takes over your grow segment anyways, Darcy.
No. Wait, would you rather talk about Linalool, Darcy?
Now he's not talking because he muted himself.
Actually, I did do a PowerPoint presentation for Turo Cannabis.
On
Well, that's
Linalool?
what I mean. I know this. I know
Oh,
that you know these
okay.
terpenes. So that
I did. Now, mind you, it's been 4 years since I looked at that. So you know the whole thing when you
Do you have a copy of that we could watch one day?
I do actually, Al. It's on my old computer. I'll see if I can get it.
All right, send it to me. We'll watch it next week.
Yeah, and
right.
I did one on pests too, like all your pests and on what
Dale says every time we say Linalool, the caption says Linda Lou.
does it really?
Yes.
Okay. It's LIN ALOOL.
This segment is going to be about you, Linda Lou.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Linda Lul is such a hard word to actually say. But so I'll just get into this. And then I'd like to see Darcy's on Linda Lul, but I don't think his is going to be the same as what this one is. The question that was posed was Linalool for epilepsy.
Yes.
So, of course, I got my big book on Linalool, but it doesn't talk anything about epilepsy.
Okay.
So I used my little AI buddy to do a quick search for me. And what it's found is Linalool has an anticonvulsive properties and may help with epilepsy. So it's been shown to inhibit N-methyl D-aspartate or MMDA-induced convulsions and quinaloic acid, quin-induced convulsions, and it also delays behavior of expression of PTZ kindling. linalool is everywhere. Like it isn't. Well, I'm going to read off a few of them, but there's 141 different ones that I've got on the list. But
Wow.
it is most prominently found in cinnamon. Right? Linalool is a terpene that it's a monoterpene that the majority of it's found in broadleaf plants, right? In the broadleaf itself is where you get the majority of your linalool. So what they found is that up to 92% of the essential oils in cinnamon leaves is linalool. So every time you use cinnamon, you're getting linalool, as well as a lot of these other ones.
And that's the substance with the most prominent amounts. Yes?
Yeah, cinnamon's is the one that has the highest amounts, but lavender, clove, dill.
That's the one Kelly has mentioned, lavender. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the most common one, I guess, right? Other than cinnamon.
Right. So a lot of these are in a lot of different essential oils, right? So if you buy sage essential oil, it's got linalool in it. Right? Rosemary, camphor, eucalyptus, cedar, fennel. Those ones stay away from because they can actually cause seizures to happen.
Oh, okay.
But lemongrass, lavender, clove, dill, other things that have it that I didn't realize was apples. Apples actually have linalool. Allspice, anise, corn, cranberries, basil, black pepper, blood oranges, blueberries. So like,
okay, now hold on.
Vegetables that have no relationship to each other all have linalool.
Black pepper is known for stopping sneezing fits.
Yeah, black pepper can stop sneezing fits. Black pepper will also help reduce and alleviate anxiety attacks.
But it'll also cause sneezing.
Yeah, if you snort it into your nostrils.
Yes.
Right. But there's a lot of people that will make like little beanie babies, but they're filled with black pepper or black peppercorns, whole peppercorns. And if they start feeling any anxiety, they just sniff it.
My mom used to make them with oranges.
Yeah. What else?
People do that at Christmas time too, for ornaments. Do they not?
Oh yeah, some people do it.
Yeah.
Cilantro, chamomile, cherries,
cherries, really?
Cherries, coriander,
chocolate.
Yeah, cacao bean seeds.
Okay, so how about oh God, yeah, chocolate cherries.
Well, if it's made with cacao butter, then yeah.
Ooh.
Cacao,
as in moo.
Dill, fennel.
Cacao is from a French cow, moo.
Garlic, grapes, grapefruit.
Come on, that was funny.
Lavender, lime, mace, mandarin.
Mace, really?
Mace, nutmeg, oranges, oregano, parsleys and peaches, pineapples and plums.
Where are you getting this list from?
From the book.
Oh, okay.
Tea tree oil, lang lang, wormwood.
Lang lang, I've heard of that before.
That's a unique essential oil. Spearmint, strawberries. I mean, it's in a lot of different things, right?
And cannabis.
And cannabis. Cannabis is there, but I've actually got a list of strains out of the book. that are actually high in linalool.
Okay, good stuff.
Yeah, but also to make note.
But that's for the next half hour.
Yeah. Also, to kind of make note of this is that up to 9% of the population could be allergic to linalool.
So that's pretty high, actually.
It is on the higher side. I mean, it's not as high as, say, peanuts or something, but it's kind of up there.
So you should, if you're going to start using something with linalool for a specific purpose, you should make sure that you're not allergic to it, like you would with peanuts, right?
Say it again.
You need to make sure that you're not allergic to the things that you're using.
You always do, but it's like the U.S. ads for pharmaceuticals that we get on our TVs here all the time. And they'll always say, do not use such and such if you're allergic to it.
Yeah, like I'm not supposed to have anything grapefruit related with the stuff that I take.
Right, but that's not an allergy. That's because the grapefruit makes your medicine stop working.
Okay.
Right? But if they say if this wonderful drug Cachexia is on the market, it does this, and then it says may cause yada yada yada, including death, whatever. And then it says if you're allergic to Cachexia, don't take it. Right? So the only way you would know if you were allergic to it
is if you took it.
Is to take it and find out.
Yes.
Right? I found out I was allergic to methotrexate. How did I find out? I got an injection of methotrexate. The next day I was at the hospital getting Benadryl and shit so I could walk because the hives started at my feet. And that kind of pissed me off.
Yeah.
But you don't know you don't know until you try it, right? So if you try it and you start breaking out, then you're allergic. Don't do it again. Have a Benadryl. If you take it and all of a sudden your throat starts to close up and you can't breathe, get to the fucking hospital and get an EpiPen into you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
then you'll know. Don't take that one again ever.
Yeah.
Right? But chances are of it being linalool aren't that high. Right? But a cool thing about linalool is because it's a monoterpene, it's considered bitter and considered as an anti-feedant, right? Which means aphids and those little bugs that like to eat your leaves don't, because of the linalool. And it actually deters cotton bollworms from depositing eggs on plants. So it's acting as a pesticide for the plant naturally.
You were saying before we started the show, you said that you were kind of surprised to find out that it was something that can get rid of lice very quickly.
Yeah, we'll get to those ones.
Okay.
Right? For the health benefits. But if somebody's growing outdoors and has a problem with aphids, then they should be looking at strains with high linalool.
Really?
Rosemary. Grow rosemary in amongst your plants, like not in with your plants, but grow them in pots around your plants.
Yeah, well, wait till I list the strains that are high in linalool that you might like to grow, Darcy.
Well, you want to know one I can tell you one right now that's high in linalool. Huh. You should have about a pound or two of it.
Say it again. That has high in linalool?
Your purple satellite is, Marcel.
Well, we will find out in a minute.
Well, no, it is. I can show you a lab test with it.
Okay. Whoa. I need to freshen my drink.
Also, plants, there's a number of plants that don't like linalool. And won't
cannabis in there?
Well, no, because here's what it says. For outdoor cannabis growers, the development of strains that are high in linalool or localized treatments on plants using linalool. So, using linalool essential oil spray, right, may be an effective and natural method of controlling weeds for your outdoor grow. So, linalool spray. It's nematidicide, mountain birch. Don't worry about those. Nothing to do with cannabis. It's antibacterial. Which actually, what do I hear buzzing? Where's Darcy?
That was me, Marcel. You just talk.
You're doing the buzzing. Okay. All right. Uses in industry. Who cares? It's used mostly in perfumes, but it has potential uses in medicine. Where are we? Antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, treatment in neurodegenerative diseases, treatment for carpal tunnel syndrome, treatment of liver, lung cancer, treatment of colon cancer. It has anti-cancer abilities. Dale's asking a question. Does it have oaxacan or Napoli? I'll have to wait till we get to there, Dale. Also helps in prevention of mosquito-borne illnesses. What else? It's an antifungal agent. This one I found interesting. Treatment for lice. So, school's in, lice is out, everything's normal. But malathion resistant or permethrin resistant strains of human head lice appear to be no match for linalool, which exhibited toxic fumigated activity against adults and inhibited egg hatching by 100% within 24 hours. So just that terpene will kill head lice and all of their eggs in one treatment, which is a little better than the crap they sell you in a drugstore. Also, treatment for Alzheimer's disease.
Really?
Yeah. But using it, dietary consumption of linalool should be easy for most people considering the wide variety of fruit, vegetables, spices that contain linalool, right? You can make a salad and it's basically a linalool salad that would be delicious.
I think that one of the things that Cheryl is doing is making using it in microgreens.
Marcel, purple satellite is 0.63.
Is it?
Yeah, it's 60. What to say here? Read that again. 6.3 milligrams per gram.
All right. Well,
Dale says you should post that profile, bud.
I will. Holy, there's some high ones in that fucking purple satellite, eh?
You can put it right in our private one, and then I'll copy it and put it in the thing if you like. Or can you see the comments and post in there? Darcy?
Yeah, I can post it in there.
Okay.
Fuck, that's pretty good. Total terpene profile is 42 milligrams per gram.
Now, is that high?
Yeah, 4.12% terpene profile in that flower.
It's not on my list, but my list was done in 2002.
That purple satellite, Dale, you got it. You got a winner with that one, dude.
All right, let me get back to where I was. Darcy, shut up.
Sorry, Marcel. I just hijacked your segment.
There you go.
Yeah.
Get back.
So there's 24 fruits that contain significant amounts. Apples, apricots, black currants, blood oranges, blueberries, cherries, cranberries, figs, grapes, grapefruit, guava, lemon, limes, mandarins, nectarines, oranges, papaya, peaches, pineapple,
Bill
plums,
says that he
strawberries,
used vegetable oil for girls.
yuzu. Vegetables that are high in linalool include carrots, celery, corn, and tomatoes. Figs are on that list, but I guess they're considered a fruit, but they're not vegan.
I like figs. They're like giant raisins.
Yeah, but you're not vegan, so you don't care.
No.
Only the vegans care.
Yeah.
That's why fig Newtons are not listed as vegan.
Okay. Because they're not.
No. Because they had
So says the vegans.
Well, they have meat in them.
When preparing, if I have to give up meat at any time in my life, please just take me out to the pasture with the cows.
Right. So, when cooking, consider spices like allspice, anise, basil, lemon, or black pepper, cilantro, cinnamon, cloves, coriander, dill, fennel, garlic, ginger, jasmine, lemongrass, mint, oregano, parsley, rosemary, saffron, sage, and turmeric. There, I had my linalool tonight already in my supper. Which all contain linalool and a number of other beneficial terpenes and flavonoids. And that's the thing, is a lot of the spices that you get have the terpenes already, right? So terpenes are great. We've been talking about this, that it's got these properties, antifungal and anything else, but they also act in other ways by activating the CB1 and CB2 receptors to make them more absorbent for the cannabinoids such as THC, CBD, CBN, CBG, etc. Right?
So it helps with the absorption in layman's terms.
Yeah. So cannabis strains that have moderate to high concentration include Amnesia Haze, Biker OG, Girl Scout Cookies, Island Squeak Skunk, King Tut, LA Confidential, Lavender, Master Kush, Miss X, Obama Kush, OG Shark, Pink Kush, Purple Punch, Sour Kush, and Star Pie. Juicing, blending, or eating these strains raw is an excellent, healthy way to unlock some of the nutritional and other value of linalool and other
But none of those strains really are ones that we really know.
What?
I've only heard of one of those strains that you said.
Get the fuck out.
No.
You've heard of Amnesia?
Yes. Okay.
Amnesia Haze, high sativa. All right.
Yes.
Sativa.
Okay. Yes, I have. But there was one other one that you said.
Biker OG, probably not. Girl Scout Cookies, you have.
Yes.
Biker OG, yeah. You haven't ever heard of that, Al?
No.
Wow.
Al probably hasn't heard of Biker OG, but Girl Scout Cookies he has. Island Squeak Skunk, I hope you've heard of that.
It rings a bell, but I don't think I've ever tried it.
Island Squeak Skunk, it's been around for 30 years.
Okay.
Yep, it's an old school strain. King Tut,
I've probably had it.
King Tut, probably not. LA Confidential, another.
Yeah, I've had that. Yeah.
Older school strain.
So yeah, I have heard of a few.
Lavender, just the name alone would make me not try it.
I think I've tried it though.
Master Kush.
Yeah, I've had that too. So I have tried some of those.
Miss X, I doubt that you've tried that. Obama Kush, probably not, but I mean it's still a Kush. OG Shark, yeah, you probably haven't that.
Don't think so.
I know you've had Pink Kush because I gave you some.
Oh yeah, I mean I've had many different kinds of Pink Kush.
Purple Punch. I don't know if you've had. I know you've had Purple Punch in other strains.
Probably yes.
Sour Kush.
Yes, I've had that. That's from a diesel, isn't it?
Yeah, sour diesel and
Kush.
I think OG Kush. And then Star Pie, probably not. But juicing, blending, or eating these strains is an excellent way to unlock terpenes. Smoking or vaporizing cannabis is not as effective a method of consumption, and in fact, we do not recommend this type of cannabis consumption. Instead,
Really?
simple experimentation with essential oils may be a better, healthier option.
Huh.
If you want the terpenes, they're volatile terpene. They burn very quickly, right?
Okay.
So if you're
That makes
smoking
sense
it,
that smoking it wouldn't be your best bet.
right? So you say, "Oh, I'm going to grow nothing but a whole crop of Girl Scout cookies and smoke it all, so I can get all the terpenes, all the linalool." It's not going to happen, right?
No, it doesn't sound like it. No.
So, now where do we go? So, anti-cancer, it's got a lot of therapeutic benefits, but again, this is something that is better used eaten.
So it's
And,
better for an edible. Okay.
yeah, if you want to, you can actually turn around and make an edible using a cannabis strain of that's high in linalool to begin with,
Uh-huh.
and
And then
make
add some.
and then add high linalool content products, right? So
Okay.
cinnamon, nutmeg, things like that.
Make a cherry
Apple,
pie or
make an apple pie, do something,
yeah.
and add that into it with the cannabis at the same time.
Ooh. Damn! I wish I had some stuff to bake right now. I saw a recipe for little tiny. It's like a little tiny apple or a cherry pies, like this big, right?
So the aroma of linalool is like on its own is so unique that the primary commercial use for it is what?
I know this answer, but I can't think at the moment because I'm smoking linalool.
Well, its primary commercial use is for products like perfume and hair care.
In hair care,
right? So,
and that makes sense because your hair follicles it absorbs.
Nothing to do with that.
No,
nothing to do with that at all. All it's being used for is scent, right? So it's got a different kind of a smell. Everybody that smells linalool smells something different.
Really?
Right?
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, no. For some people, it might smell like roses. For somebody else, it might smell like lavender.
You know and that makes sense because there's some flowers that people love, lilies and that, right? That people love the odor of them, and all I smell is piss.
Right. So everybody smells slightly differently. So linalool is one of those compounds that it smells different, right?
For everybody.
And for everybody, it even has a different taste, right? So it could be a woody flavor for some, but tropical for others.
Well, you know what, and the same goes for different strains of cannabis itself, right?
Right.
So it would be safe to say that linalool, specifically as a terpene, is patient specific.
Everything is patient. Everything is
person specific in this case.
Everything is person specific. Even the amount of cannabis that they require.
Yes, that was kind of my point, right?
Yeah, everybody's different. So the amount of terpenes that you need to achieve the results that you want are.
But would a terpene, for instance, react differently to somebody with ADHD like myself? Because there are many sativas out there that would punch somebody in the head and make them run around a track, and they act like a down for me, right? Because when I take an amphetamine like Ritalin or Dexedrine, I calm down. When I have a coffee, or I don't drink coffee, but when I have a tea, it calms me down, where some people would be like, I can't sleep. Like, there, is that because of my chemical makeup is different?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just wired different. Everybody's wired different. Nobody's wired the
Well,
same.
that's why I'm always pushing the patient and strain specific.
Right. This is why in healthcare normal is a range. Right.
Yes.
So your normal blood pressure should be in a range, right? So there's a range of what your blood pressure should be. It's not your blood pressure should be 70 over 120,
I
right?
get it. Yep.
You actually have a range on either side because everybody is different. But for the majority, they all fall within that range.
This number and that number, yeah.
Right. So when it comes to how a terpene reacts, it should be within a range, right? It shouldn't have high extremes where it's helping people that as an anticonvulsant, so it's helping prevent seizures, is very unlikely that it's going to cause seizures in somebody else.
Do you see what Buddy said?
Yeah. That actually sounds cool. So the whiteberry plant I have smells like rotten meat and dead animals late in flower, but when I smoke it, it tastes like strawberries.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is cool. So as for helping with your ADHD, I don't know, because I've never really looked at ADHD that hard.
The next,
No.
Were you here when Lori and I know Lori was here. We had Dr. David Behrman, who is a specialist in ADHD in adults.
Yeah.
Were you here for that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. That sucks because that was a good one.
Because I would have had my question answered then.
Yes.
About what causes ADHD.
Nobody knows. And the guy who came up with ADHD just before he died said he was lying.
So he doesn't know what attention deficit.
He didn't know either.
All right. So
I honestly think you have city kids and country kids. Kids that have ADHD, kick them in the country.
This is true because people that live.
I had ADHD and I lived in the country and I turned out fine.
Well,
you never get rid of it, my friend.
Oh no, I like I said, I turned out fine.
No, but we didn't have a whole lot of ADHD when I was a kid, right?
Yeah, back then it was called hyperactivity syndrome, I believe.
We just said the kid had a lot of energy and that was it. And the teachers learned to cope with it and figure out ways to, keep the kid
the teachers
involved.
cope with it by having ADHD or by having special classes, special needs classes for people, because there is most people with bad ADHD are also very dyslexic, and there is a total different way of learning and teaching. The learning part is my part, and it's been very difficult because the comprehension and the absorption isn't there. So where you can sit down and read that manual page by page, I'd have to read each page 2 or 3 times in order to get any gist of it at all. Right? So there is a really big difference in the way you're learning as well as your absorption of drugs.
Right.
Drugs are good for you.
Right. So it's a matter of is ADHD a chemical imbalance, or is it something that's been brought on environmentally?
They say that they're learning that Parkinson's is environmental.
Okay, so when I say environmental, and And I don't mean just the air, weather.
No, it is what's going on around you. I get that. Your
Right.
whole everything going on.
It's the air, it's the water, it's
For instance,
everything
I'll
that.
give you an
But
example.
it's also blue screens,
Yes.
right? On your phone, your tablet, your computers, your
Yep.
televisions. All of that is affecting you. And it's
Yes.
affecting you, of course, it's affecting you negatively
Well,
because
you
it's
know, I
not
mean,
natural.
the health feelings that I had, the feelings that I had during my childhood, running around, playing like a fucking nut bar, blah, 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 going to gym and swimming a lot and playing a lot of tennis and riding my bike all over the fucking city. That stopped when I went off the medication because my own brain was doing it differently, right?
You stop going out and having fun when you stop the medication?
Yeah, I became more of a recluse and stayed home a lot more and stuff like that. Yeah.
And that was after you stopped the medication.
After I stopped Ritalin and Dexedrine, yeah.
And what were you doing in place of it?
Sitting at home drinking beer, smoking pot.
Well, that's why you were just fucking high and lazy.
Probably.
Yeah.
No. But
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm getting at is my whole as a teenager, I was out and doing stuff, and my whole thought process at 17 or even 20 is much different than at 61, and a lot of that is because of learning, right?
Right. But I mean, I have big problems. Well, to me, I'd rather understand more where ADHD comes from and try and stop that, only because of what I've seen Ritalin do.
I
And
believe most studies focus on the fact that it is a chemical imbalance,
that's what I
serotonin
figured.
related. Too much or too little, I don't know, but it's serotonin related.
Okay, so I used to have a neighbor, and they had adopted uh, a baby
Yeah.
from basically a drug addict, alcoholic type
Yes.
one that couldn't take care of the kid. So he was born with fetal alcohol syndrome.
Mhm.
So he had a rough go to begin with. By the time he was 6, he was I love the kid because he had so much energy. It was always go, 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 go with him, right? And I mean, it was my neighbor, so I got to see him every friggin' day. And he always had this energy about him. The school didn't like it because he had
Well,
too much energy.
yeah, and you know, I've said this before. I've had a lifetime of and
Yeah.
and that
Well,
when
I
you
mean,
have to
yes,
deal with that much control, when you're out and about with your parents,
yeah,
and it's something that changes the way you do things. It really does. I mean, I spent a lot of time being shushed because I would break out into a party when you're supposed to be quiet and somber. You know, I mean, it's like my head doesn't work that way,
yeah.
right?
Well, this kid
I'll give you an example.
went from
When my
a bullet.
sister and I went and looked at caskets for my mom,
Yeah.
okay, there was music on the speakers in the room, and it was just me and my sister. I'm sure there was cameras, but I was like dancing while I was looking at caskets because that's the way I deal with stressful things. I like to have fun and be cheery,
Well,
and blah 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 blah. Right?
that's also why they play the music.
But most normal people wouldn't be dancing in a casket room choosing a casket for their mother. Is what I'm getting at.
Okay, so do you remember we going back to there's no such thing as fucking normal?
No, of course not.
Everybody is different, all right? So when people say, well, you should act normal, well, you can't define normal, so why?
there's I got in a little trouble many years ago with the law, and my mom jumped in and explained who I was, what I was about, and talked the officer into not charging me.
Nice.
Okay. Because he was sympathetic. Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't, yeah, but anyways, it's just moms do things, right?
But with this little kid, I watched him go from a literal ball of energy
To
to a
nothing.
walking zombie.
Yeah. I've had friends that I grew up with that ended up like that, and it's sad. I've lost a few people.
I was in a doctor's office waiting room one time. This was years ago, and in the waiting room, it was for a couple of different doctors, so they had a lot of people in the waiting room. Like, it was kind of a shared waiting room, and there was a mother in there with her kid that was probably about 4 years old, and the kid was a little ball of energy. And he was just go, 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 play with the toys, run back to his mother, play with the toys, run back to the mother. And he started spinning around in the middle of the floor, like little boys do. And his mother is trying to stop him and control him, saying, like, you're disturbing other people. And I was sitting right across from her. So he's like right in between us. And I said, it's not disturbing me at all. I said, I actually enjoy watching it. I said, he's expelling a lot of energy.
Yeah. And she was feeling it, but nobody else was.
Yeah. Like, she knew that it was good for him, but she figured everybody else would be upset. And I wouldn't give a fuck. If somebody was upset, then I'd say something to somebody else, because I'd rather see a kid have fun. If a kid wants to spin around until he gets dizzy and fall down and laugh, I'm all for it, right? Because I think that is awesome way for that kid to, one, expel energy, two, get exercise that they don't fucking get.
And three, right? It's called being a kid.
Right. And three,
kids don't do what we used to do, though. They don't do how we used to do. I mean, at 4, 5, 6, we were out running around like crazy kids in the park, no parents around, just having fun. And we knew that when the lights came on, you got to be home.
So I'm going to let you in on another little secret. Many years ago, I lived in a military base, and my ex-wife used to do home care. Other people's kids, the military people's kids. Right?
Okay.
And one of the kids she babysat, I got home 30 minutes. I was off work 30 minutes before this kid's father, right? So I kind of worked with him once in a while. So I'd get home and I'd sit down, and for 30 minutes, I would have to help his kid do his homework because his kid was dyslexic. And I mean, he was really bad dyslexic. So we would work on numbers and letters for 30 minutes.
Yep.
And just to get him understanding numbers and math. Meanwhile, his father is at work telling everybody how smart his son is. Right? After I've been teaching his son how to read and write, or read and recognize numbers.
Reading and arithmetic.
Arithmetic. Yeah. But his father says his son is so smart because he can program the VCR. Right? Because he's 6. Okay, so right away that tells me, okay, the kid is a little more than just dyslexic, right? He's probably got a little spectrum in there as well, but he's more mechanically inclined than it is for reading and writing, so which falls in line with his dyslexia. Al?
Yeah, what? Huh?
Right? See? So Everybody has their own learning disability. There's nobody out there can say that they're perfect.
Ooh.
When it comes to anything, I mean, I can tell people I'm a perfect asshole, but I know I could be better, right? I mean, I'm a pretty good asshole, but I know I could be better. So I'm not a perfect asshole. Nobody's perfect. Everybody gets high. Look at Darcy. He's baked. He can't even turn on his mic.
I can.
Same to you, buddy.
I can't.
Long
Smoke
rip.
them if you got them.
All right, so what's next topic?
What are you smoking?
Are you looking for non-stop, continuous cannabis and psychedelic programming? If you are, then turn your browsers to 420radio.ca or paceradio.net, where you will find the 420 Pace re-rolled Saturday. Everything gets started at 8 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning.
Al sounds really high doing that.
I want to try this white berry plant.
White berry plant. This is yeah.
It smells like rotten meat and dead animals.
Marcel smells like rotten meat and dead animals, yeah?
That'd be a good way to annoy your neighbor if you lived in a building.
I don't care where you live. I mean, I could grow that in my backyard. I could have that smell. Nobody's going to steal your plants if it smells like
but the bears
fucking
would want it.
slaughtering people.
The bears would want it. They would come in. There's meat. They come and smoke all my fucking weed on me.
That's your bears.
Yeah.
You got Ontario bears. They're different than Nova Scotia bears.
Yeah, we don't get a whole lot in our yards here. We get, I think, in the last 15 years, we've had one bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have regular bears, as you know.
I have deer probably daily.
I'm hoping one day a moose walks through in the winter, because I've seen two moose since I've been here. One when I was coming up with David, and then one when Sharon was here. My sister was here.
You know, if you get a calf, like if you get a young calf,
they'll come back. Eh?
You can domesticate it.
So same with the deer.
For years, the loggers used moose in the woods to haul the logs out.
Like instead of horses.
Yeah, because they're built for the woods and built for the snow. And in the wintertime, they would just use moose.
Easy to feed. You can feed them spruce trees.
Mm-hmm.
And fir trees.
Yep. A moose, a domesticated moose is the ultimate farm animal. Right? Or a woodlot animal.
They don't come into town very often, but I've heard that they have been seen wandering around. And the one I saw on the highway was literally just on the other side of the bridge there coming into town. So there's a bridge on each entrance of town. So they don't really go across the bridge, I guess. I don't know. When I run into one, I'll have that conversation.
Yeah, try not to run into one. I'll tell you, I've seen so many moose on the highways, especially in New Brunswick along the rivers. And one morning, it's probably 2:00 in the morning when I was heading back home. As I'm coming down the hill, just as I passed it, I caught a glimpse of the head of the moose standing on the side of the road. And up until then, I couldn't see it at all. It wasn't until I was like literally right on top of it, and he was standing on the shoulder.
What is this? Dale says,
woman in New Brunswick shot a record-breaking moose with a compound bow, and it is a massive moose.
Wow. I guess you guys saw the pictures, eh?
Mm.
Here's something here. Somebody just posted on Facebook. Fabrice Bacon Breeze. For people who like bacon. Bacon lovers. Bacon flavored Febreze. I don't think so.
What?
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
No.
Bacon flavored. Yeah, I'm gonna post it. There, I posted it. Here, I'll bring it
Yeah,
up.
okay.
1 second. Here. Here we are, right here.
I like the way you said that. What?
Yeah.
There you go.
Bacon
That's
flavored
right.
Febreze.
Guess what?
The purpose of a meme is to disturb the humorless and to humor the disturbed.
Huh.
As a wise monkey. Where am I here? Get back to my.
Have you seen the show Goliath?
I know the story
Billy
Goliath.
Bob Thornton.
Oh, no. Now I get to wait. I'm reading, but he's talking to me.
Okay.
It's a really rotten smelling plant in flower, and I was really looking
Well,
forward
put it
to
up on the screen, Bonehead. You'll be able to read it faster.
umami flavor and got a little surprised when I tasted strawberry.
How was that? With this, that's a conversation we were having at 8:21. That was 20 minutes ago. Come on, buddy, catch up.
It's a time lag. It took him a long time to type that on his phone, you know.
Probably, yeah, you're right.
He might be like our age, so that means it takes him longer to type.
Now he's gonna leave.
Yeah, you hurt his feeling.
How's the trimming going there, Quad?
Good.
Quads.
Well.
Oh, Darcy, I saw one today. A video, and I was going to send it to you, but I can't talk you into the boxing. But can I talk you into quadriplegic jousting?
Yeah, sure. On horses?
No, on wheelchairs.
Oh my God.
And they give them swords, foam swords, and let them beat each other. It was hilarious. But I'm trying to get Darcy to get into wheelchair boxing, which is an up and coming sport. I think he'd be awesome at it. I would like to drive him. Right?
I would like
because
to
you get a driver.
Driver.
And then I would literally just drive him right into the guy so he could
Jesus
just throw
fucking
some
Christ, Marcel, I'm not fucking
haymakers.
Just hold your arm out like this and push him.
We'll strap you into the chair with bungee cords so you get a little bit of play when I stop. Give you a little more power to the punch.
I do get a lot of mobility, you know. I'm not Timmy.
That's what I'm going to start calling you, is Timmy. Timmy!
Blue blah, yeah. Gotta forget. You remember, Lords of the Underworld. That was a good episode.
Yep. I think you'd be good at the wheelchair boxing. We just got to find some people to spar with and then beat up. I mean, fight with.
Beat up. I mean,
not calling beat it. Yeah, you can't call it beating up.
You can't call it beat it up. We'll promote once you get 2 or 3 fights. We'll challenge Jake Paul.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll want to beat me up. I'll take his $20 million.
Yeah, no. The idea would be you hit him.
Yeah, but
he's going to be in a wheelchair.
But he won't want to lose, so then I'll have to lose. So, because to be honest with you, that whole Tyson fight,
he's not giving you $20 million.
Hey, he gave Tyson $20 million.
There you go. Here we go.
You think you're with Tyson?
He gave Tyson them 3 weeks to finally say something.
No. He didn't give Tyson $20 million. Tyson gave him $40 million. Right? He didn't give Tyson anything. Tyson gave it to him. That's the only way that works.
No, Jake Paul got more money.
Exactly. But he only got it because Tyson gave it to him.
True enough.
Right? If Tyson wanted that money, if that fight had been written somewhat even close to what would be normal fair rulings, then Tyson would have just creamed him and taken the money and walked away.
He almost did at the beginning.
But Tyson wasn't going to get any money if he did that.
No. So
Right?
he did.
The only way
you could before he started getting winded, and he did. You could see it. You could see that second round, he could have knocked him out, and he didn't. He stopped himself.
Hey, I shared the script of that fight.
Yeah, but it was not. I looked at it. It was nothing. Not even close.
It was close, and it still ended the same way, in a draw with him winning.
Yeah,
and that was the only way Tyson was going to get paid.
Yes.
Right. So, I mean, do I blame Tyson for taking the money? No, not at all. I mean, most smart people would do it. Am I upset that
George
they did
Foreman
it with?
did it.
Am I upset that they did it with professional boxing? Yes, because they
George
basically
Foreman did it, and nobody said anything.
They scripted a match just like the WWE.
Yes.
Right.
Sure looked that way, didn't it?
Yeah. So they basically turned professional boxing into the WWE in one night.
And in 2024, you would expect anything different?
No, not from the fucking generations that are
You
up
know,
and coming.
if it what let's just back up for a minute. Before football, before any other professional sports, the WWF, as they were called back then, was responsible for introducing pay-per-view. Okay.
Yeah.
They started doing it in stadiums first. Then they went to television. Now they're doing it on Netflix, and they're doing hockey on Netflix, and they're doing boxing, and they're even going to do UFC shit, right?
Yeah, hockey's on. You can't watch any hockey games on Monday night anymore unless you have Prime.
I see lots of hockey and lots of other sports shit on Prime.
Yeah, they took over
Prime has
Monday
got
night
hockey and MMA and all kinds of things and all of that. But you also got to remember where organized sports came from and were derived from, right? And how they came and what the Olympics are, right? All it was political unrest. They had to come up with something to basically take people's minds off of how bad life was.
It is the same reason that cartoons, the Warner Brother cartoons back in the day, the Looney Tunes, Fred Flintstones, the Jetsons. One of the things that they developed very, very quickly when those became popular was the colors kept the kids interested, and the scripts kept the adults interested. Right?
It's called programming.
It's for family interest, right?
It's called programming.
We used to sit around the TV and wait for it. Every day at noon, I'd come home for lunch, Flintstones,
Right. It's called programming.
Yes.
Right? So they program and condition you so that they can
back then they were
doing
subliminal shit, right?
Oh fuck! That started back in like the 30s and 40s.
Oh yeah, no, I know. Well, and now we call it ad placement. Right?
Yeah, but what was happening? I think it was in the 60s and 70s they got caught. What they would do is they would put trailers on in the beginning of the movie and things like that. And humans see at a rate of about 30 frames per second. Okay. So if you're looking at a movie, then what would that match up with your natural eyesight would be about 30 frames per second. Well, about every 25 frames, they would throw in a frame of popcorn. Just an image of popcorn.
That started big, not so much on TV, but in the drive-ins, right?
Drive-ins, movie theaters, that type of thing. Yeah. Because this is how they always made their money, was on popcorn.
Let's go to the lobby.
Yeah. So they would throw a frame in about every 25 seconds or no, 25 frames, you'd have a frame of popcorn, and you don't see it and you don't register it consciously, but subconsciously, your brain says, we should get some popcorn.
They did it at the most well-known placement during a movie would probably be the Dirk Diggler thing, right, where they flashed a man's penis.
Yep.
I believe it was at the end of the movie.
Yep.
Right. And it wasn't. It just, they just did it, and some people saw it and some people didn't. Right.
Yep. It just depends on what your eyes are registering at that time in that motion of the frames going by.
Well, you know, you look at the picture of, it looks like Christ standing there when you squint your eyes, but it's two women standing there at a fruit stand or something like that. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah, there's all kinds of those things.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
That's I forget the name of it. There's a name for it where humans basically recognize facial features in other objects.
There was a video I saw the other day where Buddy's standing down the end of his hall and he's going, "What the fuck? Somebody let a cat in. I don't have a cat. There's a cat." And he walks closer and closer, and it's his shoes.
Yeah, and it's a boot. Yeah,
I saw a cat.
Yeah. So because that's what,
pull up that video, but
right. But when you first see that, all right, so you first look at it and you glance, the first thing that registers in your mind is it's a cat. And then when you look, that's all you see is a cat.
Yeah, correct.
Until you get closer and realize it's not a cat.
Yes.
Right? And then your brain kind of does this little flip-flop thing, like, okay, that was fucked up. But because you could swear that you originally saw a cat. It's kind of similar to the whole Mandela effect that's been going on. Right? Where things aren't the same now as they used to be.
No, not in any way. We have 8 minutes to go. Is there anything that anybody wants to say?
I was going to talk about a weird subject. Well, it's not a weird subject. It's a cannabis-related subject, but I have problems with their testing. So that's why I didn't really want to get into it too much.
Well, maybe next week.
Yeah. If it's they're talking about genetic changes in people that use cannabis. All right. Where
was what?
Well, what the study shows is they looked at people over a 20-year period, and they took blood samples and compared the genome on the blood samples to see if there was any actual markers that have changed. And they've noticed a high
I saw something about that.
Yeah, a high change in heavier cannabis use.
Didn't I just post something like that today? There was something.
You might have. I don't know if you posted or not. But my question is when they did this study, and did they take into the genetic alterations that were made by the vaccine? And could that be giving them their data with such inconsistencies?
I'm trying to find it real quick. If I can't, I apologize. Why am I apologizing? I don't know. Oh God, I'm looking at these recipes I'm doing right now.
Buddy wants to know if it was AI, but it wasn't the cat turning into shoes. It was just the lighting and the shoe itself.
Yeah.
It wasn't AI, and I know what you mean because there's a lot of them.
It's the composition. It's one of the first things that we had to learn when I was studying commercial photography was composition, and that's that whole thing, building your shot within the frame, and then so you don't have to crop it after, right? You want to crop it during the whole thing, right? Where'd you guys go?
I'm just doing a quick look, see if I can find that video.
Well, you could, if you find it, save it for next week, because it's almost time to go. If anybody wants to see the body count comfortably numb, I'm posting it again on my wall.
Yes, please.
On my my personal page.
And else personal.
Must be 9 o'clock. The cat's howling.
Talon.
I just heard him. Meow.
That's him saying, "Get the fuck down here. I want you."
Feed me, Seymour.
Feed
I'm gonna
me,
have to get a new chair. I think my chair keeps dropping on me.
I don't have any up or down in my chair. Anyways, let's wrap it up and say goodnight so I can feed my cat.
Wrap it up. Jesus, don't do that, Al.
And you're supposed to wrap it up, buddy. If you don't wrap it up, you're going to get somebody's pregnant.
Well, without the world population, who else would they have to fucking fuck this planet even more?
Shop local. Say goodnight, guys.
Night.
Have a good one. You people are strange.
Stay tuned. We'll be back after this toke.
Hey, come on.